Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into one of the most rewarding projects for any home gardener, growing spinach. We're going to cover everything you need to go from a tiny seed to a delicious salad in about a month. So let's jump right in. That quote really gets to the heart of it. So much of gardening is about teaching us patience, right? But spinach is different. It's the crop that gives you that quick, satisfying win that really keeps you motivated. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with what makes spinach so great, then we'll get into prepping the perfect spot, walk through planting, cover all the crucial care tips, and finish with, of course, the best part, the harvest. All right, first up, let's talk about why spinach is such a rock star in the garden. It really is the speedy green. So what exactly is spinach? Well, it's this incredibly tough, cold, hardy green. And what that means is that it actually loves the cooler weather of spring and fall. And that super fast growth cycle, that's what gives us that almost instant gratification we were just talking about. And hey, it's not just fast. It's basically a superfood. It's packed with iron, calcium, and a whole bunch of vitamins. Now, a quick disclaimer, of course, this is all just general info, not medical advice. For any specific health questions, you should always talk to a pro, okay? Okay, on to section 2, prepping for a perfect crop. And let me tell you, getting this part right is everything. It's the foundation for a fantastic harvest. So spinach basically needs 4 things to be happy. First, it's a cool season crop, so think spring and fall, not the heat of summer. It needs at least 4 hours of sun, but you know what? It actually likes a little shade in the afternoon when things heat up. For soil, it wants something fertile that drains well, so compost is totally your best friend here. And the best part? It's not fussy about where it lives. Garden beds, raised beds, even pots on your balcony, it's happy pretty much anywhere. Okay, now this is a number you really want to pay attention to. Spinach is kind of picky about its soil pH. It really hates acidic soil, so keeping it in that sweet spot between 6.5 and 7.5, well, that's going to make a huge, huge difference. And here's the other magic number, temperature. That 50 to 65 degree Fahrenheit range, that's spinach heaven. Once you start getting consistently over 75 degrees, the plant gets stressed out, and that leads to some issues that we'll get to in just a minute. Don't have a big garden? No worries at all. The great thing is spinach has pretty shallow roots. It only needs about 6 inches of soil to do its thing. That's why it's absolutely perfect for container gardening on a patio or balcony. No huge garden needed. Okay, all our prep work is done, so let's get our hands dirty. It's time for section 3, planting. You really have 2 main options here, but honestly, direct sowing is the way to go. You see, spinach seedlings are a little sensitive. They really don't like being moved around. So planting the seeds right where they're going to grow, it's just simpler and way less stressful for the plant. So here's exactly how to do it. First, mix in some compost. Now here's a pro tip. Water the soil before you plant. Trust me, it's way easier and it gives the seeds that perfect moist home they need to sprout. Then just pop your seeds in about a ½ inch deep, cover them up, give it a gentle pat, and then one last drink of water to settle everything in. All right, moving on to section 4. Your seeds are in, but we're not done yet. How you take care of your little plants now is what's going to guarantee that awesome, tasty harvest later. So a question that comes up all the time is about thinning. I mean, you went to the trouble of planting all those seeds. Are you really supposed to just waste them by pulling some out? Well, here's the smart way to think about it. The goal is just to give each plant enough room to grow. So you can snip the extra ones right at the soil line. That way you don't disturb the roots of the ones you're keeping. Or, and this is my favorite, you can wait till they're a few inches tall and then you get a bonus harvest of amazing baby greens for a salad. It's not waste, it's a pre-harvest. Okay, now we need to talk about the #1 enemy of any spinach grower. I bet this has happened to you. One day your spinach looks great and the next it's shooting up this tall, skinny stalk and the leaves suddenly taste awful. So what is going on there? This, my friends, is called bolting. Basically, the plant is panicking. It feels stress. Maybe it's too hot or the days are getting too long, and it thinks, oh no, I'm about to die. So it rushes to make seeds for the next generation. For us, that's bad news, because all the energy that was making tasty leaves is now going into that flower stalk, and that's what makes them bitter. So how do we stop this from happening? It's all about prevention. First, keep that soil consistently moist. If you know a heat wave is coming, throw some shade cloth over your plants to keep them cool. Timing is also key. If you plant too late in the spring, the long days will trigger bolting. And an easy win is to just pick a bolt-resistant variety right from the get-go. Of course, you might run into a few pests. But the good news is the solutions are usually pretty simple and organic. For slugs and snails, believe it or not, a little dish of beer works like a charm. Got pigeons munching on your seedlings? Some simple netting will do the trick. And for those annoying leaf miners that make those little tunnels, a physical barrier like a row cover is your best bet. You can even plant radishes nearby as a trap crop to lure them away from your good stuff. And that brings us to the final, and let's be honest, the most rewarding part of our journey. Section 5, the harvest. I mean, check out this timeline. It's so fast. Your seeds will sprout in a week or two, and then, get this, you could be eating your first baby spinach leaves in about 30 days. Just 30 days. Let them grow another couple of weeks, and you've got full-size leaves perfect for cooking. And you've got 2 great ways to do this. If you want a slow and steady supply, just snip off the bigger outer leaves from each plant. The center will just keep on making new ones for you. Or you can do the cut and come again method. You just chop the whole plant down about an inch from the ground, and more often than not, it'll grow right back for a whole second harvest. And here's one last pro tip for you. And trust me, this one is a game changer. Harvest in the morning, always. The leaves are just so much crisper and sweeter then. It really, really makes a difference. Because at the end of the day, all this work is so we can eat some amazing food. And this quote says it all. Spinach is just so versatile. Fresh in salads, blended into smoothies, steamed, you'll never run out of ways to use it. So there it is, the entire playbook, from a single seed to a delicious salad. You know, your first incredible homegrown harvest is really only about a month away. So the only question is, are you ready to get started?